Johnny, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
It's a lovely morning. It's Sunday, the
27th.
27th of April, 2025. We're here in Richmond Park and we are thoroughly enjoying a little bit of a cycle ride. Today, of course, is the London Marathon, so let's go out to all those 54,000 runners running around London town, and we wish them the best of luck with everything that they're doing and fundraising for many, many charities.
Millions will be earned today.
Millions will be earned. So this is a catch-up, really. We haven't spoken for quite some time. And you've had a fairly interesting time recently.
Is that what you call it, interesting?
Well, it's one way of describing it, using that adjective, but it's both to do with Parkinson's and just age, I suppose. And it's to do with your back and your...
Mostly Parkinson's.
Mostly Parkinson's. So you've had 2 MRIs in the last 2 weeks, one for your back and one for your left knee. You haven't had any results back on your back yet, so
no.
What's happened regarding the knee?
Basically, they found out that it's severe arthritis in my kneecap. The doctor says my knee looked very healthy. Because it comes in 3 parts: inside, the outside, and the kneecap. And he said the knee looked very healthy. It's just the kneecap looks severe arthritis. I suspected it anyway because it's been gradually getting worse and worse and worse, and I've been fighting it and hoping, but when you suffer with something like that, it doesn't get better until you do something about it. So what the doctor recommends that happens next is that on the 23rd of July I've got to go and see him, and the first thing they're going to do before they do anything lethal is do laser guided injections into my knee. I can imagine that's cortisone injections. And then if that doesn't happen, get me in. He said it's a day surgery, replace my kneecap.
Okay, so July they'll do the injections, they will monitor, and you'll monitor how successful the injections is, take away the pain, and hopefully strengthen the knee to allow you to continue to cycle up hills.
Well, yeah.
Most of the time it isn't really aggravating you if you're not cycling.
Oh, it's aggravating me all the time, Mark.
Is it?
Aggravating me now just sitting here.
You can feel it.
Oh, crikey, yeah, it's really... The most stupid thing about it is if I sit down for too long, the knee hurts. If I stand up for too long, the knee hurts. If I walk, the knee hurts. When I'm in bed, I keep waking up to see if I can straighten it or bend it just to stop the pain. It's a nuisance. It's a bloody nuisance.
Okay. Oh, it is, but hopefully there's resolution by having injections that may well take away for a period, maybe 6 to 9 months worth of issue, and if they can't find a more long-term solution, they will then operate.
Yeah.
Okay. So with regards to your back, you had the MRI done 10 days ago on the back, and you're waiting for results.
No, 3 weeks ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, 3 weeks ago, nearly a month now.
And what are they looking for?
They haven't said what they're looking for. All I basically did is went in, had the MRI and walked out.
Okay, so it is the lower back?
Yeah.
And what they're trying to work out is, can they find a solution other than giving you injections?
And why it keeps going into spasm.
Okay. All right, so what's going on there in that part of the back, basically, to make that spasm?
Yeah, because I'm virtually living on tender hooks all the time at the moment.
Waiting for it to go twang.
Yeah, and the most silly thing about it is I don't have to be doing anything for it. I could get up now and
it will go.
It will go. So and I don't see my back specialist until September.
All right. So both of these are Parkinson's related issues.
Yeah, I think, yeah, oh crikey, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though they're there, as you say, old age and Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Wear and tear.
On a day-to-day basis with Parkinson's, have things become more pronounced in the last 6 months?
No, not really. Not really. Just plodding along, just doing what I can when I can.
How's the DBS?
Fine.
As far as you know, I mean, I suppose it's a case of if there are no issues, then you're not thinking about it.
No.
You had a situation earlier this year where your consultant asked you to come into the hospital and you were going to be used as a guinea pig.
Oh,
and
don't.
they were turning the DBS off.
That was dreadful. That was
What did they do?
dreadful. What didn't they do? I was there for 5 hours, and basically their programming, turning off the DBS to see how it would suit other people. So they had stacks and stacks of paperwork, and basically for 5 hours I had it turned off, turned back on, turned off, turned back on, turned off, do exercises, and turn off. And I tell you what, it beat the living daylights out of me. It really did. At one time I nearly passed out. My brain was completely being totally destroyed. You know, my brain didn't know what was happening. You know, it's bad enough during the day. At one time I was sweating buckets and I wasn't doing anything. You know, they turn it off, and the typical exercise with Parkinson's is, can you touch your fingers, you know, and waving and foot tapping and so on and so forth. And that's all I had to do. But I'm not kidding you, I walked out of there totally exhausted. Because I said to there was 3 doctors there. The company who designs the DBS. So there was five blokes there all the time. There's one who set the programs, the doctors who were all doing the research, and the guy who manufactured the DBS. We had a good time. We had a good laugh and a joke, but they couldn't believe the things I've done over the years. But I said to him, "How many people have you got to do it?" He sort of looked down to the ground. He went, "Not many." I said, "Why is that?" He says, "Not many of them are fit enough for it."
Oh, really? Okay.
And then at the end, I could see why.
Yeah. So the after effects of being switched on and off over 5 hours, over the coming days and weeks, was there an ongoing situation?
I just felt a little bit fatigued a couple of days afterwards, but got back to normal now.
It took a few days just to settle down again.
Oh yeah.
Because your brain has to work with the DBS.
Yeah.
In order to be able to function the way the DBS wants it to function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had the DBS turned off when I had the MRIs.
Yes. And you had to be taught how to turn off the DBS.
Well, that was fairly simple. It's just a couple of things, but
when you say a couple of what's that on a remote?
On my remote, yeah.
Which looks like a phone.
Yeah, you have to put the DBS on MRI mode.
Okay. Oh right. Okay.
But my problem was where I had my back MRI was in the neurological department, so they knew all about Yeah. Because what I basically said to them, I can put it in MRI mode, but I'd be bugged if I could turn it back again.
No. Okay.
Because to believe you me, I really couldn't.
No.
My hands just wouldn't stay still to press the buttons.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hold the... Anyway, so they said, okay, there, no problem at all. But when I had my knee done, I told them that they said to me I have to put it in MRI mode because Francesca had contacted them. And I explained exactly the same thing. I said, look, I can put it in MRI mode, but I can't take it back out again. And she couldn't understand why until I turned it off, and then she saw the state of me.
Yeah.
And so what they did, that they called Francesca, and Francesca sent her secretary Roberta to come and turn it back on again. But everything was fine. Everything was.
So it's quite sobering, isn't it, that if you didn't have the DBS and hadn't had the surgery done at the end of 2018, you wouldn't be here now.
No. Oh crikey, no. It'd be a different kettle of fish altogether.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to put hope on it and just say, I'm not going to put dampers on it, but I would imagine I would have been a hell of a lot worse off.
Yeah, I think you're right. So a couple of Fridays ago, you went up to Parliament Square for a meeting of Parkinsons people. Tell me
It was
about
called Make a Noise, the Big Sing. It was, I can't remember the date, but last year they put the charter into Downing Street, and this is basically a follow-up of it. They put a petition in of 25,000 or 20,000 signatures to Parliament. But what they wanted to do, they wanted Parkinson's to be recognised more. And they said the only way they can do that is make a bloody big noise about it. So it was hilarious, really. There's about 500 people gathered outside Parliament and Parliament Square from Parkinson's UK, Movers and Shakers and Parkinson's Cure. Those were the three Parkinson's charity. And basically we sung, I think it was about 3 or 5 songs. And you get 500 people that can't sing. The one who did it was from Parkinson's Cure. She really tried her hardest, but it was a racket. But that's what we needed.
So the idea is putting a further petition together for the government to basically do more.
But for it to make a big impact, we needed signatures of 100,000.
All right, for this petition.
For this petition to stand out in Parliament.
And whereabouts can they sign? People sign this petition.
25,000.
And where do they sign it?
They can go on to moversandshakers.com, moversandshakers.podcast.com, and they'll find it on there.
Okay, fine.
I got friends to sign onto it yesterday, so I know it is on the website. But they should do more of these.
Yeah, I bet it was a good thing to be able to get together with like-minded people, with Parkinson's people.
Yeah, the crew from Movers and Shakers was there.
Yeah.
Except poor Jeremy.
Right. He's not very well.
I don't think he is. I haven't. He hasn't been on the podcast for a long time.
Okay. But so many people. I mean, it's life, isn't it? You know, you live life with Parkinson's, but you don't spend a lot of time with other Parkinson's people.
No.
Because you're not having to. You're not having to go to group sessions.
No.
You're not having to have mental health assistance, etc. So you're looking after yourself. Every now and again, it must be rather nice to get together with people.
Yeah.
And certainly just to feel the way, how they're getting on. And so you can talk about yourself and talk about what you're achieving and how you're achieving it and what you're doing to get out there and live with it.
Yeah, I met some interesting people, some very interesting people. You know, that couldn't believe that I've had Parkinson's for so long and I'm still doing what I can do. Yeah. So yeah, it was really good fun.
No,
the noise they made was just unbelievable. and the main song was "I Will Survive."
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, Gloria Gaynor song. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
And 500 people singing "I Will Survive."
Yeah, it's quite emotional.
Yeah, it was good because when we first started gathering, the police outside Parliament were sort of gathering, were sort of looking over and thinking, what the hell's going on? But I noticed by the end of it, the police were down with us.
Joining in.
Yeah, I think they were, but I think they were just walking around just to make sure things were okay.
Isn't that lovely?
But they were enjoying it.
That's great.
And there was the amount of people that were tooting their horns and stopping in the road. It was incredible, really.
The support was there.
Oh yeah. It was fun.
Johnny, that's great, mate. It's lovely to catch up. The weather's good. We've got to get it back on our bikes now and continue the morning cycle ride. And so it's all going to be good. So we wish you well, and it's nice to catch up.
We're just press on regardless, as they say.
Indeed. Great stuff, John. We wish you the best.